You can hear me, right? I didn't know what to do. So Satan taught me how to hotwire the van.
Red 2 green.
My first thought was to get away.
Drive.
I drove out, but the FDR was closed.
I gave him polio.
So I drove west to take the Holland Tunnel to New Jersey, but there were cracks in it and water was dribbling in. And I thought, this can't be right.
This reminds me of St. Petersburg.
I mean, the Hudson River was dribbling its way into the Holland Tunnel.
It's a swamp. Swampy.
Oh, this is so weird. And when I got out, I pulled off into a parking lot to contemplate exactly what was going on. And I could see across the river to the city, and cars were just sliding off the West Side Highway, just disappearing into the Hudson. And Satan was in the passenger seat telling me to keep driving.
Keep driving.
Just forget about it.
Forget about it.
Get out while I can.
We need to get out while we can.
And I was saying something back to him.
Who's that?
When a New York City cop tapped on my driver's side window and said, "Who you talking to there, buddy boy?" And I couldn't figure out what a New York City cop was doing in New Jersey. But I said, "It's Satan, officer. He flew off my wallpaper and made me steal this van with no registration or brake lights, and we hit a little boy." At that point, I was dragged out of my vehicle, and for the first time, I took a good look around. The parking lot was full of New York City police cars, hundreds of them, and public works vans, fire trucks, and way off in the distance was a huge warehouse. And these big tractor trailers were bringing in shipments and handing them off to men in uniform, huge vats of coffee, and big crates of warm crullers. So I yelled at the cop, "What the hell is going on here?" And he started to beat me with a club. And 4 or 5 of the cops came waddling over, beat me and kicked me and threw donuts at my head until I couldn't move. Then they left me there to go stuff their bloated faces with jelly rolls. So I dragged myself to my van. I started it up. Green to red.
Red to green.
And I ran them down.
Get that one.
They never had a chance.
That one.
Sure, they could drag me into court, but they can't do anything, because Satan videotaped the whole thing. Oh, sons of bitches.
Good. I like this.
So I ripped it out of there, and I headed off to the city, thinking they'd never follow me, but they did. The entire NYPD leapt into their cars and followed me into the leaking tunnel.
You pissed them off now.
Except by that time, cracks were getting bigger,
I'll help.
and water was rushing in. I hydroplaned the whole way through, with hundreds of cop cars on my tail, blaring their sirens. I felt like the Pope.
Ow. Oh.
Sections of the tunnel were caving in behind me, water filling the place. The minute I flew up and out, The river kicked in. The Hudson came crashing in on the entire NYPD, as if the waters were the parted Red Sea falling in on the Egyptian army. And I was Moses, safe on the other side with my people.